Dear child, before you take any of this into your heart, breathe for a second and remember, this is a spiritual reflection, not a prediction. It's meant to comfort you, not control you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm simply sharing what I feel in the spirit, what the angels keep circling back to, because something in you already knows this connection wasn't ordinary. Dear child, heaven is not confused about this love, and deep down, neither are they. I can feel it when I sit with this message. They tried to move on, but their soul refused to cooperate. They told themselves they were fine. They acted like it didn't matter. They attempted to silence what burned inside them. Yet the truth kept rising anyway, like a flame that won't stay buried, like a song that returns even when you change the station, even when they said nothing, even when they stayed quiet, even when they walked away and wore pride like armor, even when they blamed you just to avoid blaming themselves. The truth kept pressing on them, because this wasn't only attraction, it wasn't only timing, it wasn't only desire. This love reached places in them that normal relationships never touch. It woke up something sacred, something honest, something that had been asleep for too long. And I need you to hear this clearly. Their silence is not the same as peace. The angels are whispering that they've been trying to look calm on the outside, while their spirit stays unsettled on the inside. They've been managing the feeling, not healing it. They've been distracting themselves, not detaching. They've been performing strength, not experiencing freedom, because to them, you were not just a person. You were a turning point. You were a mirror. You were a moment of clarity that exposed what they truly wanted and what they were truly afraid of. When they looked into your eyes, something in them recognized a future they hadn't admitted they were longing for. And that kind of recognition doesn't simply fade because someone decides to be stubborn. The angels keep bringing me back to this. They didn't just meet you. Something in them came alive. It's like their soul started telling the truth faster than their mouth could keep up. That's why they're conflicted, because part of them wants to run from the weight of it, but another part of them can't deny the purity of it, and the part that can't deny it is winning. You might be tempted to think if they cared, they would speak, but love isn't always loud in the beginning, especially when someone is still battling fear, shame, ego, and the old habits that taught them to hide. Sometimes a person goes quiet, not because they don't feel, but because what they feel is bigger than what they know how to hold. And the angels are saying, this is what has been happening. They've been restless since the disconnection. Even in moments when they try to act normal, something keeps pulling them back into remembrance. They hear a song, and it feels like you. They see something small, and it reminds them of your energy. They experience a quiet moment, and your name rises in their chest like a confession they keep swallowing. And it's not obsession. It's not neediness. It's not drama. It's the weight of what they recognized in you. It's the ache of realizing they walked away from something they prayed for, even if they didn't know how to name it at the time. You are not wrong for feeling their energy. You are not foolish for sensing unfinished business. You are not too much for still carrying hope. The angels are saying your spirit is picking up what your eyes can't always confirm. And that's why the message keeps returning to you. Not to trap you in waiting, but to remind you that you are not imagining everything you felt. There's a kind of love that brands the soul. Scripture describes love as powerful, unshakable, and serious. Song of Solomon 8:6. Not every connection is built on that level, but some are. Some connections enter your life and rearrange your inner world. Some people meet you and suddenly they can't pretend anymore. They can't keep living the same shallow patterns. They can't keep choosing what's safe over what's true. That's what you were to them. And yes, they tried to replace you. They tried to prove to themselves they could move forward without you. They tried to find someone easier, someone simpler, someone that doesn't awaken so much. But the angels are saying they discovered something painful. A replacement can copy a role, but it cannot replicate a calling. They may have found company, but not connection. Attention, but not alignment. Conversation, but not that soul-level recognition. So even when they attempted to date, their spirit kept comparing. Not because others were bad, but because you touched something in them that others never reached. They could smile, but it felt thin. They could talk, but it felt surface. They could be present, but their soul wasn't fully there, because part of them kept returning to you in the background. And I know that might stir a lot inside you. Maybe it brings relief. Maybe it brings sadness. Maybe it brings anger. Maybe it brings that strange 1009 of, I miss them, and I hate that they left. Whatever rises, let it rise gently. The angels don't want you to numb your emotions. They want you to understand them so you can stay clean in your spirit. Because here's the sacred truth. This connection is teaching both of you. It's not only about romance. It's about transformation. It's about maturity. It's about surrendering pride. It's about learning how to love without games. It's about becoming the kind of person who can hold what they once ran from. The angels keep showing me them wrestling, especially in private. They replay old moments. They remember your kindness. They remember how safe your presence felt. They remember the way you saw through them without humiliating them. And that's what breaks them open, because they realize they didn't just lose a person. They risked losing peace. They risked losing home and child. Home is a hard thing to forget. Sometimes they wake up at odd hours with your name sitting on their tongue. Sometimes they scroll quietly, not to be toxic, but because they miss you and don't know how to bridge the distance. Sometimes they type messages and delete them. They practice the words in their mind. They imagine your reaction. They wonder if it's too late. They wonder if you've moved on. They wonder if the door is closed. But even with all that fear, the pull doesn't stop, because the angels are saying, God does not plant purpose just to watch it die from pride. There are moments where heaven allows delay, not because the promise is false, but because the people involved need refining. Some things can't return the old way. Some love has to come back healed, not hurried. Some reconnections have to be rebuilt on truth, not on longing alone. This is why you felt the pause, not as punishment, not as abandonment, but as preparation. Isaiah speaks about God's purpose standing firm. Isaiah 46:10. That doesn't mean you force outcomes. It means you don't panic when the story takes a detour. It means you don't break your own spirit trying to control another person's choices. It means you stay aligned, so if they return, they meet you stronger, not smaller. And listen, the angels want you to be careful with one thing. Don't let spiritual messages become chains. I'm not here to make you wait forever. I'm here to remind you that you are worthy, that your feelings are valid, and that what you sensed had meaning. But your life is still yours. Your peace is still yours. Your healing is still yours. If they return, it should be because they've chosen truth, not because you've remained stuck. That's why the angels keep emphasizing inner stability. They want your heart soft, but your boundaries clear. They want you loving, but not losing yourself. They want you hopeful, but not helpless. They want you open, but not available to the same pain on repeat. And yes, they are being awakened, not by pressure, not by manipulation, not by you chasing them down, but by holy fire, the kind that burns away denial, the kind that exposes what's real, the kind that makes a person confront the truth they've been avoiding. Romans says God's gifts and call are irrevocable. Romans 11:29. And sometimes a connection carries a calling to grow up, to heal, to return to what's true, to stop running from real love. The angels are saying they are starting to understand the cost of pretending. They are realizing the cost of pride. They are feeling the weight of what they pushed away. And sometimes that realization looks like silence first, because regret can be loud inside a person who doesn't know how to apologize yet. But the shift is coming. When the time is right, God makes things happen. Isaiah 60:22. That doesn't always mean tomorrow. It means alignment. It means readiness. It means the moment where truth becomes heavier than fear. And beloved, the angels are whispering that this balance is changing inside them. They are getting braver. They are getting clearer. They are getting tired of running. They are also scared. Scared you won't receive them. Scared you'll reject them. Scared they ruined something holy. Scared they'll have to give up certain comforts, certain habits, certain distractions, certain people, certain patterns, because love like this demands honesty. It demands growth. It demands responsibility. And that's why their return won't be casual. When they come, it won't just be, "I miss you." It will be a reckoning, a confession, a moment where they finally admit what they tried so hard to deny. Not because you begged for it, but because their own spirit kept testifying against the lie. Jeremiah speaks of everlasting love and being drawn with kindness. Jeremiah 31:3. That's what they feel when they think of you. This steady pull, this soft mercy, this tenderness that surprises them. They expected to forget you. They expected the feeling to die. But it didn't. It matured. It deepened. It haunted them in the gentlest way, like a reminder of what's real. So, child, if you've been sitting with questions, if you've been staring at their silence, if you've been wondering whether you imagined everything, hear what the angels are saying. You didn't imagine the depth. You didn't fabricate the meaning. You felt what you felt because it was real and still. Your peace matters. God is close to the brokenhearted. Psalm 34:18. That includes you. That includes them. And if they are truly broken over what they lost, the same God who convicts also heals. The same God who exposes also restores. Mercy is still available. Growth is still possible. A new beginning is still possible if it's built on truth. So I want you to hold this message the right way. Not like a chain, but like a lamp. Let it light your heart, not trap your feet, because this isn't over in the spirit. It's not forgotten. It's not erased. The angels keep saying it's a pause, not a goodbye, a refining, not a removal, a delay, not a denial. They can't let you go, not because they're addicted to pain, but because your love woke up something sacred in them. And now they can't go back to sleep. And you, dear child, you are not here to shrink. You are here to rise. You are here to stay soft without being shattered. You are here to be faithful without being foolish. You are here to love without losing yourself. If it comes back, let it come back healed. Let it come back honest. Let it come back aligned. Because if heaven is involved, it won't return empty. Isaiah 55:11. It will return with purpose. It will return with fruit. It will return with clarity. And until then, breathe. Stay grounded. Keep your spirit clean. Keep your heart open to God first. Because whether they return tomorrow or later, your life is still sacred right now. And the angels are still with you right now. Heaven has been interrupting their sleep, not because they are being punished, but because their spirit keeps being summoned back to something unfinished. They have tried to ignore it. They have tried to drown it out with distractions, with noise, with movement, with pretending they are fine. But it always comes back. It returns like waves that keep reaching the shore, no matter how many times they pull away. It returns like whispers in the stillness, like a heartbeat that never actually stopped, because it didn't. Their love for you never ended. It went quiet. It went underground. It hid beneath fear, pride, timing, and confusion, but it never died. There are nights when their body is exhausted, yet their soul refuses to rest. They wake up suddenly, heart heavy, mind racing, unable to explain why. They tell themselves it's stress, memory, habit, but their spirit knows the truth. The angels know the truth. Your name keeps rising in them, not as obsession, not as fantasy, but as remembrance, a sacred kind of remembering. And the more they try to suppress it, the louder it becomes. Songs play at just the wrong moment in the most perfect way. Numbers repeat until they can't ignore them anymore. Ordinary moments feel charged with meaning, and slowly Reluctantly, they are beginning to admit what they once denied. They cannot outrun what was holy. This is not lust. It is not nostalgia. It is not loneliness. It is divine memory, the kind that lives in the soul, the kind that outlives seasons, the kind that survives silence, the kind that refuses to be erased. No matter how much time passes, hope does not shame the heart because God's love, once poured into it, does not evaporate. That is why this pull feels sacred. That is why it feels bigger than logic. That is why it keeps returning when everything else fades.
Dear child, before you take any of this